and then what is translated. And then you just go through, understand the Tibetan text, what it means, and what is translated. Then you see how you can correct, how you should have the ability to how to correct if there any mistake, incomplete, So it's a good thing.
So Rinpoche, do you think that maybe the AI can teach Dharma better than lamas?
No. So your root guru is AI.
这个问题问说，人不见我们可以用 AI 来学习佛法吗？比如说问 AI，比如说 Gemini 或者 ChatGPT 等等这些的，什么是空性？可以这样问吗？人们就说可以啊，因为这个都是相对的嘛，世俗地是相对的。那 AI 是继人工智慧一大成的这一种工具嘛，所以你当然可以问什么叫空性啊，什么是佛法都可以问，但是主要是你必须要有这个消化的能力呢。去用你的智慧去抉择 AI 只讲的东西哪一些是对的，哪一些是不正确的。然后这你用 AI 来翻译佛经佛典也都可以，但是还是要你自己去用智慧去辨别、去消化、去抉择然后这个问题说，我们可以这是不是代表说 AI 就是能够代替喇嘛说法？这样人不介开玩笑说，那你的上司是 AI 吗？你的根本上司是不是 AI 呢？
这里线上有一个问题，上司翻译好，有问题请教。请问，如果有人发愿往生西方极乐世界，在临终的激光明出现时，认处并正入安住在大手印之中，在大手印定中出来后。发现周围的环境还是在娑婆世界，没有在西方极乐世界，那怎么办？
We just say that when a Pure Land practitioner during the time of death, she or she intend to go to Buddha Amitabha's Pure Land, right? Sukhavati. So, but he entered into the clear light, the luminosity of clear light, the Dharmakaya. So he entered into the Mahamudra state of the clear light. But after that, he came out from there. He or she came out from there, and then he realized that still in this samsaric world, not Pure Land.
Not Pure Land.
Not Pure Land. After he came out of meditation, still this world, not Pure Land. What does it mean? What should he do?
So if that person experienced the luminosity, then just stay with the luminosity. Don't get out of that.
不要出来。你进入了大手印的禅修，临终光明现前的时候，就是法性法身现前的时候，你进入那个，你就不要出来。出来干嘛？我们就说，进去是一得永得嘛，一正永正，就不要出来，那个是法身解脱了。你不需要去到阿弥陀佛净土那边，不必往生的。
So that luminosity is Pure Land.
这个光明本身就是自性净土，是比那个极乐净土更加殊胜的自性法身净土啊。Let me see, what is the difference between Vipassana and Mahamudra? And what is the difference between knowing, being aware, recognizing, and noticing? I don't know. These four kinds of awareness. So mainly he asked about what is the difference between Vipassana and Mahamudra.
You see, it's talking about the emptiness, When you regarding real vipassana, in Tibetan it's called lakdong, Tong is a special insight. Tong. Is a special. Tong is sight. You see. Special insight. So that means you see beyond the samsara. Okay. Within the samsara, we don't say special insight. It's just regular. And so there are many practice, as mentioned a few times. Even you achieve the first bhumi, which is vipassana. Then from the first bhumi, then go towards second to 10th bhumi, step by step. It's all emptiness, but there's a lot of progressive that you have to make, progress you have to make, So then the ultimate Mahamudra is the Dharmakaya. Okay. When you achieve the Dharmakaya, Buddhahood, that is the total Mahamudra state, complete, perfect. So there are many progress you have to make. So you have to understand that, see, it's not just one thing,
这个问题呢，是同学问到的问题很长，但是我简单的问人不解说，主要是大手印跟圣观，就是比婆舍那的分别到底在什么地方？那人不解回答说，主要是空性的正悟方面呢，比婆舍那或者说是圣观或者是内观禅呢，拉动就是一般的超越于轮回的、超越于凡俗的观。就叫做内观或者圣观，它是不是一般世俗的观？那你超脱，你看到了超越轮回的见，这个见本身呢，从初地菩萨开始，二地菩萨，然后一直到十地菩萨为止，你渐次的趋入空性的这个渐进当中。有一个步骤一个步骤慢慢的来。那至于大手印的本身，究竟的大手印呢，就是法身的证悟。那法身是证悟，是最后那个你圆成佛果的那个阶位，才是大手印的圆满大手印，或者是究竟大手印的证悟。这两者的区别就在这个，比波身上有见智的趋入空性，究竟大手印是最后圆满的佛果，才称之为究竟圆满的大手印啊。有个问题。This person is always worrying about whether I'll be dying today or this moment. Fear of death is there, although he or she is trying to contemplate on impermanence, but the fear of death is always there.
Worrying about the death doesn't solve the problem. No, but you aware one day I will die. See. So since we have the Buddha's teaching, you see, Buddha's teaching is practiced for 24 hours, not just only daytime. No, so Buddha's teaching is this life, Bardo, and the next life, especially to free from samsara. So therefore, say first you have to, as we have discussed, samsara is a cycle, it's a vicious cycle of the relentless suffering. No matter where you go, where you achieved, within in samsara, in the desire world, in the form world, in the formless world, you may maybe achieve such a high state of the meditative mind, but still you are not free from this suffering, So see that reality nature. So then practice the Dharma, as mentioned, to free from this cycle of the samsara, non-attachment to the samsaric achievement. At the first, it looks very impressive when you achieve your goal in the samsara, But then at the end, nothing helps. you have to leave behind. See, even our body, how much we cherish our body, eating the best food, live the best place, and wearing the wonderful clothes, then you see just how much you cherish for the body, But at the end of the day, then you have to leave everything behind. See, so see that nature. Then it's called wise, We are not deluded, you see. Otherwise, we are so deluded in the samsara. So much, taking care of our body. And then to spend so much effort or the resources to this, And then what you get at the end? Nothing, So the precious body we have, the human body, is utilize that to practice this bodhicitta, loving kindness, compassion, and utilize to realize the emptiness, And this body, what we have, has such a great opportunity, you see. It's not saying this body itself is so precious. This itself is nothing precious. But the opportunity with this body is so precious. See, that's why I say in the jewel ornament of liberation mentioned, then the working basis is the human life is the best, or human precious life is the best as a working basis, you see. That means there were 6 realms there are, So like an animal realm. Just you bring the smartest one from animal realm, like a dog. You see, now their dogs are so smart. When they go to the airport, they can catch this, those spy and who has the drugs, So smart. And you bring the dog here, say, you just better you renounce the samsara, Okay, you better practice dharma to free from samsara, The dog said, he was thinking what kind of a delicious bone that I can give, So you see, we as a human life, we can understand, you see, what it means. See, so we have such a great kind of potential, So that's what I'm saying is the how to reflect the precious human life, utilize, and how to free from samsara. And that's the most important. We cultivate the mind. So when you say, I take refuge in the Buddha, means your mind is looking at the Buddha. I want to be like this Buddha. That's why I say, I take refuge in the Buddha, Then also, because Buddha is fully perfected all the purification, as soon as you see the Buddha, even Buddha's statue, this is Buddha. And it brings them some peace, some kind of when you're so much suffering there, you look at the Buddha, it gives you some support, some comfort, because Buddha is fully perfected all the excellent qualities and perfected all the purification, So now to become Buddha, I want to become Buddha. Now what should I do? No, it's not enough. I want to become Buddha. You're not. It's a Buddhahood, So that's our goal to achieve. But then I take refuge in Dharma. Means, Dharma is like medicine. When you're sick, doctor would prescribe you medicine. So you take this medicine. And if you don't take the medicine, I pray to doctor, may I free from this all problem, You can't get it, So then you have to take what doctor prescribed, the medicine. Likewise, what Buddha taught is prescription, as I mentioned, prescribed all the medicine to delete all the delusions, mental poisons, So this I take refuge, the Dharma. When put into practice, special admission, the three trainings of how we study, practice Dharma to free from all this. So I take refuge in Sangha. Look at the successful practitioners, great bodhisattvas, arahats like Shariputra, Mongoliana, how they practice. I follow their path. I want to become like them. So I take refuge in the Sangha. That's how we follow the Buddha's teaching, So that's a mission. We are so fortunate. So acknowledge the potential of what we have. Acknowledge that, appreciate that, and don't waste that opportunity.
这位同学应该问到说，观修无常的时候，无时不刻在观修的时候会害怕死亡，所以死亡的恐惧感无时不刻都会涌上来，那应该怎么办呢？人们说你观修无常的时候害怕死亡，你首先必须要知道说，你害怕死亡并不能够解决问任何的这个问题。那我们修行佛法呢，主要是不只这一生这一世有帮助，生生世世都有帮助，此时此刻有帮助，那时时刻刻都有帮助。今天、明天乃至24小时全天候，然后乃至于此生完结的时候，中阴身的阶段，来生来世，一直到轮回界止尽为止呢。只要我们一旦还卡在这个轮回当中流转个不停，那我们一定要依赖佛法的功德呢，来给我们加持，来给我们智慧的这个加持。所以我们所谓的轮回就是不停的在流转又流转，不管我们在哪一道中获得怎么样的成就都好，在世间法看起来说是很伟大，可是一旦你要走的时候死的时候呢，什么都带不走呢，即便是我们这一个臭皮囊也是带不走的。我们把我们现在拥有的暇满难得人生称之为暇满难得，因为我们具有成佛的潜能跟可能性，在所有的众生当中是最大的、最稀有的、最珍贵的、最难得的。那如果你有一只狗最聪明，全世界最聪明的狗，你把它放在前面，你跟它说你要观修无常，你要处理轮回，它不知道你在干什么，不知道讲什么，一点都听不懂。可是人类是所有的众生当中呢最具有成佛的可能性最大的一个众生呢，所以人成即佛成就是这样讲，就是我们具有成佛的机会在所有的众生当中，所以六道当中呢是最有可能成就佛道的。所以我们以这个解脱庄严宝论里面就讲嘛，成佛所依就是人生宝，就人生暇宝难得的这个宝贝呢，就是不要错过。我们以这个人生暇满难的人生去皈依佛。为什么要皈依佛呢？因为佛是圆满一切功德者，降伏一切过患者，具足一切的功德的圆满的觉者。那我们皈依他，只要我们看到佛像的宁静美好跟庄严，我们就感到心里面有莫大的安慰跟支持跟加持。那这个就是佛的功德所在。那当然皈依佛还是不够好的，那我们要发愿成佛，成就跟佛一样的果位，一样的无上正等觉。那要怎么办呢？就是要修法，那以法为道来修持。那修法就是所谓的良药，因为我们众生患了三毒的病苦，所以佛给这个药方就是三学，比如说戒定慧三学法的良药呢，来医治我们三毒的这个疾病，心灵的这个疾病那我们除了要服用这个良药，修这个道，修这个法之外，还需要这个法侣道友的知识，就是皈依身皈依身，皈依法，皈依佛，皈依法做到皈依身，身包括阿罗汉身，比如说目犍连、舍利佛等等这些，还有诸大菩萨的贤圣身等等这些。所以皈依佛、皈依法、皈依身之后，我们认可到我们这个人生宝是暇满难得、稀有，以及就不知道几时可以获得的，我们要认可它，感恩它，珍惜它，然后了解到说我们成佛是可以办到的一件事情，我可以做得到，因为我既有暇满难得的人生，我内心中就含有这个如来藏或佛性有待我们去开发。这样的话就能够免除或者能够对治一下你对死亡的这种莫名的恐惧。 这边有个问题是说，人们姐 how to practice Zen, Pure Land, and Vajrayana together? These three schools, Zen, Pure Land, and Vajrayana.
Zen, Pure Land, Vajrayana. How you can practice that? See, first of all, we should understand about the mind as mission. It's all your mental. Buddha taught all those teachings, It's all Buddha taught to purify our mind. See, pure land, just look at the first, what means pure land? A place where there's no suffering. Pure land, So, with a place where there's no suffering, no delusion, then that who created that? It's the mind. See, just example, at your home, when your mind is free from all the delusions, mental aggressiveness, all this, everything's, subside. Just free your mind. And in your home, you feel so peaceful. You feel so wonderful. I have such a beautiful house. Doesn't matter what kind of expensive or not expensive. You enjoy being there. That kind of serenity, the peace, is created by your mind, you see. So that place, when you have that, then that is a Zen. Zen, see, total kind of meditative state. They're called Zazen, Soto Zen, It's your mind that Buddha taught how to practice that, see. And that is the Mahamudra. Mahamudra means Maha means great. The great seal means everything is product of the mind. That you have created that by your mind. So you see, there's no contradiction. There, you cannot say one is better than others. Whatever is relevant for you, you just practice according to your wish, what you feel good. But in reality, there's no contradiction. So meditate that way. So Buddha taught all the steps as mentioned individuals need, because as mentioned, our mind is so complex, so complicated. So Buddha is the one only can give the satisfaction to that individuals what they need, because Buddha knows that what that individual needs. We all just like me. I'm just talking, throwing everything, like a blind person hitting stick. I don't know who gets what. But Buddha who's open eyes and can see all this, precisely, and talked about these teachings. So that's why in the Buddha's follower at the time of Buddha, there's some just beginner, some are highly accomplished, some are arhats like Shariputra, Mongoliana, Anandas, so highly accomplished, Kashyapa, those great masters who achieved the arhats, and they are great bodhisattvas like Chandresik, Avalokiteshvara, Manjushri, Vajrapani, and there are many also as Buddhas there. So Buddha has that kind of ability, to comprehend all what they needs and to fulfill that, So we cannot say Buddha taught only this, not the others. Buddha taught so much. It's mentioned 84,000 categories of the teachings. But if you put all this included, 3 Pitakas to comprehend the 3 portions, So you see.
这同学问到，如何三宗兼学并修？它指的是禅净密，禅宗、净土宗、密宗，如何三宗兼修齐正？那人们就说要把这个禅宗、密宗跟这个净土宗合在一起共修的话，你首先必须要了解你的心的本性是什么。我们说心净则国土净，净土是谁创造出来的呢？只要你的心没有染污，远离一切的边际，远离一切的二元对立跟分别，那个就是唯心净土，那就是净土的本性啊。所以，如果你的家，你有一个家，你住在你家里面，你的心是没有染污的，没有烦恼的，你的家里的环境一定是井井有条，整整齐齐的，非常美好、很舒适的一个地方，让你在那边安住的。所以我们说心净则国土净，我们也说唯心净土，所以当下的心如果是清净的话，当下的这个国土就是净土。净土中就是这样来的。那这能够证入当下清净的这个心呢，就是一心不乱的禅心。禅心是言以道断，心习处灭的。比如说，止观打坐，灵寂中止观打坐，者曹洞中止观打坐，莫造禅，或者是灵寂中的禅宗也好，这个就是禅的心，禅的精要所在就是这个一心不乱，言以道断，心习处灭，就是禅宗。净土中证悟了，禅宗证悟了，下来就是这个本身禅心就是大手印，这大印就是 Mahamudra， 的意思是大，Mudra 就是印，了悟心的本性，契入这一点，保任这一点，就是大手印，就是称之为Mahamudra。那这3宗并弘，然后并修，就是你了结了禅净密的精要，然后把这个心放在精要那边修，你是同时圆证净土中、禅宗跟这个金刚乘大手印的这个圆满的果地了。所以这个佛门的宗派没有说这一宗比那一宗好，所有的宗派、所有的法门是无有高下的，不需要妄加分别或者是设计对立的这个想法。人们就说他在这边说法，他是把他所知道的东西都丢给大家，大家得到什么很难说，大家看得到可以抓到什么。可是佛说法是不一样的，佛以一因缘说法，众生随类各得解。佛以一个声音会随着众生不同的根器而演说不同的妙法，然后契入众生的根器，一步一步的引导他们迈向解脱跟这个成就。所以佛有这样的全知全觉的这个功德和加持力所在。所以呢，会随着众生不同的根器而演说不同的妙法，给他们开示悟入佛的这个知见。所以我们说有8万4千种法门呢，简单来说就设为这个这3藏，就是经律论3藏。那经律3藏是为了对治我们贪嗔痴3种主要的3毒的烦恼。简单来说就是这样。那么 how to attain non-duality of mind?
First, study about the duality.
那这个问题说，怎么样证悟心的不二呢？所以我们就说，所以要学习什么叫做有二元分别的这些
What is the duality? Okay. First, get that good information. So, what is relative? What is ultimate? What are they? See, study them well. Once you understood that well, then it's good to understand what is a non-duality. Before we understood duality and go to non-duality, makes you more confused.
我们就说，如果要先证悟非二元的话，首先要知道什么叫有二元分别啊。有二元分别就是还没有证入二谛圆融之前，是要什么叫做要分别是什么叫二谛啊？世俗谛跟胜义谛要分别的清清楚楚、了了分明，然后才谈把这二谛圆融起来、整合起来，然后达成这个不二。要不然你连二谛都二元分别都搞不清楚的话，你直接进入非二元的不二的话，那你就会搞得糊里糊涂的弄乱章法大乱了，就是不太理想。先了解什么叫做二元分别，然后才进入不二的境地，它是有次第性的 修持的哈。
And what's next?
Have a question. Zoom have a question. 如果已经认出觉性，对觉性已经有所觉受，还需要修升起彻底或圆满彻底吗？还是只要一心安住本心觉性皆可？
If we practice, when we practice, we attain the Rigpa, we recognize Rigpa. Should we just maintain that Rigpa, or should we just also enter into the practice of generation and completion stage?
First of all, Rigpa, mind, these are synonym, you know. Rigpa means awareness. You're aware. It's conscious. You're conscious things. Rig means to see, you know, to understand. The mind is what you to understand. What that? So, Senda, Rigpa. See, they are synonym. Sometimes you say, oh, Rigpa is something like something above the mind. There's nothing is above the mind. No. All in one, you know. Sometimes we say pure Rigpa, or pure awareness. Then we can say also pure mind. You know. It's called mind as such. Simyi, mind as it is. Oh, it's all you see. Must understand that. But as I mentioned before, these are we as a beginner, you know, highly accomplished master is different. But we as a beginner, always remind this impermanence of all phenomena and suffering nature of the samsara. Always very important. Then infallible nature of the causality. These are such very important. Without this kind of foundation, it would be very difficult to maintain the pure Rigpa, you know. See, we always fall into our duality mind. See. So this cooperate, all this interconnect, interrelate. When you are fully convinced, no, there's no any other, if you feel, when there's no other choice, this is the only way to go, no? Then, of course, yes, you just maintain the pure Rigpa, or pure mind. What your name call?
那么，怎么样保证这个本名？保证本名就好呢，还是要进入这个升起跟圆满自己的修持呢？那么就说保持本名，我们叫它本觉本名也好，是 Rigpa 也好，它只是我们心的本性啊。Rig 就是能够知道、能够了悟的那个心，以心见心，见到心的本性。那保证这个总是有人说 Rigpa 本名本觉是超越心，其实不是，他们都是一体的啊。没有什么心之外，没有其他的任何一个本觉可以让你去证悟的，都是一体的。我们说的纯净的本觉，或者是纯净的心，或者心的本净、本名、本觉，指的是这个如是的心，如是之心啊。当下这个本来法尔如是的心，或者心的本性，指的就是本名、本净，或者是本觉。那我们这种很重要的是提醒大家，因为我们是初学者。我们的境界跟那些大成就者是大不相同的啊！大成就者可以说一下子是证入明心了、保任本觉等等之类的。可是还是初学者，我们好还是要回到基本功，就是说人们所讲的诸法无常，然后有漏皆苦，然后这个因果业报真实不虚等等这些基本的佛法的修学的基础，先要掌握得好。然后进一步修行大圆满大手印的时候，再把这些基本的功跟你这些高尚的见地结合起来，一起整合来修，到最后你觉着说，哎，修大圆满是唯一的成佛的途径的时候，到时候再来谈什么是保任明觉，然后直趋直接成佛，那时候才谈论这个东西。
Yes.
Hello. Question is, would Kanchen explain the quote from Lord Mahamudra, a practitioner without foundation of preliminary practice, who practices Mahamudra is like a rabbit that carries the diamond mountain. So how to know that we are ready to practice Mahamudra? And Lord Mahamudra also taught, what without proper foundation and preliminary practice, practicing Mahamudra will also accumulate the cost to rebirth into animal realms. Would Kanchan La give us advice not to fall into false practice?
What did he say?
According to Mahamudra, you can, without preliminary practice, you can straight away practice Mahamudra. Cost for you to get in rebirth in hell realm.
Herein. Uh-huh.
So how to avoid? We should accumulate practice of preliminary first, then
So not just only according to Mahamudra, it's according to every according to Buddha. Okay. So that shows, first you were talking about get understand well the suffering of samsara and the cause of the samsara and cause of the hell realm, hungry ghost, animal realm. Get those understandings, so important. Otherwise, sometimes you just jump into the kind of Rigpa we're talking about, so Mahamudra or Dzogchen, up there, and then in that, according to that level of the view, pure view, so then there's no virtue, there's no non-virtue, describes you. There's nothing to avoid. Because it's within the emptiness, he said, there's nothing to avoid. Within the emptiness, there's nothing to achieve, nothing to accept. Be it that way, free. Just you are free. You achieve. You just do what you like. Then what happens? All our mental afflictions just so fresh, without realizing your mental afflictions, clashes. You say, well, this is in the pure view, there's nothing to avoid, there's nothing to accept, nothing to accept, and then you become mess, okay, and that messy create the hell realm. So that's why you don't deceive yourself. Just, not just in the name of the view, but look at your own self. When you suffer, do you have suffering or not? Okay. If you get a headache, you suffer or not? Look at that. If you get a headache, if you are just, all this, lot of things happens, and that doesn't affect you, I'm fine, okay, In such case, yes, you can do, but it's not so easy. That bodhisattvas, like, one side, sandalwood powder, applies, make it so smooth, gentle. Other side, burn the fire, If this nothing affects, that sandalwood doesn't give you any comfort. The fire doesn't give you suffering. It's totally equal. Then go ahead, Otherwise, we have to be careful ourselves. Don't delude yourself, basically, You will when you go to hell realm, then not so easy, So he said, don't throw yourself in the hell realm.
这句话就是巴莫祖巴说，就是不小心，不要随便进入大圆满大手印的修持，是要具备潜心的准备功夫呢，才能够趋入这个无上的见地。 心性本精或者心性本明本觉的这个修持才比较好，要不然的话，一不小心步入歧途的话呢，可能会种下来世堕入这个地狱道的种子。那么就说这句话，这种告诫不只是巴摩祖巴大师会讲，佛陀所有的祖师大德都应该会告诫我们这一点的，要小心。当我们要进入无上的见地或者密法的修持，比如说大寿营大圆满的时候，我们要知道说，我们现在的基础在什么地方？我们现在根器是不是修学这样的一种法门？因为你随随便便就进入大圆满大寿营的修持啊，或者你以为已经证得大寿营大圆满的见地的时候呢，你以为你已经证得，因为大寿营的大圆满的见地是非善非恶，没有什么东西是不可以做的，你无所不能，无所不是，然后没有什么东西让你可以取无舍，非善非恶，你以为自己什么都可以干得了，什么都可以做，可以承担得起，可是你根本不是这个样子，因为你心根本没有自由，你却误以为你已经达到那个无上的境界了，所以这个就是自欺欺人了，自欺欺人，然后自我欺骗自己，然后你就看你自己烦恼还有没有，你头痛的时候还会感到头疼吗？那如果是你没有那个境界去修这样高的法的话，你只是在自欺欺人啊，然后你头脑一片混乱，那头脑一片混乱，不知道自己在干什么，以为自己有很高的见地跟修正的话，这个就是地狱啊！就你心造作见地不明，修正没有次第的所造作的一个地狱啊，你是在那边受苦受难的，所以这个见地很高，见地高没有错，可是你要回观自己，你有没有到那个境界？你是不是那种根器可以修这么高这么大的一个法？你头痛还能够生活吗？你是不是超越了世间的种种的烦恼跟痛苦呢？没有吗？如果有的话，比如说我们说大菩萨经典里面有说，他左手是用檀香木在供养他自己，那右手呢被火烧，这两种被火烧的痛苦，被檀香木供养的这种香味的法喜，这两种你都平等对待的话，那你就可以直接趋入大寿营大圆满的见地，然后这时候才讲什么宝刃明觉这些，要不然你就是在自欺欺人呢、就是眼高手低，跌的时候你会跌得粉身碎骨，所以要非常小心谨慎，这个修学的次第是必须要具足的哈。
See, those great teachers like Milarepa and especially like Kambupa, Mahamudra, Jigten Sumgon, they really teach so carefully how to help the individuals. Say, God, say all the non-virtues are non-virtue. You cannot say they can be virtue. All estimation, all the what is prescribed, all are virtue. Follow with that. It's always virtue. It cannot become non-virtue. All the prescribed or the non-virtue, the cause of suffering, are cause of suffering. Being in the high view doesn't help to transcend that. Non-virtue is non-virtue. Can I tell you a story one? You know Nagarjuna, who lived in his life, according to his history, he lived 600 years, Okay. And here's a great pattern who support him, which Nagarjuna wrote the letter. It was called Nagarjuna's letter to a friend. That the king, he was a king, the pattern was king. Then, and the king, so this his wife, they have a child grown up. I think it was maybe like in the 10s, 20s, maybe 20s, grown up. And mother made such a good cloth to her son, such a beautiful cloth. And she said, son, you come here, this I made for you, you just wear it. And the son looked at the cloth, it's so beautiful. And he just folded and kept in his box. And then few days, mother said, "Where's your cloth?" He said, "I put in a box. I cannot wear it. It's so good." Now mother said, "You go and wear it." And the son said, "No, I cannot wear this. I can wear this only when I become a king." Means after his father died, After his father died, then when I become king, then I will wear this. Otherwise, I dare not wear this. And the mother said, "No, you cannot you will not become a king. There's a lot of your brothers that were born there died, because Nagarjuna lives forever. And Nagarjuna accepted your father live as long as Nagarjuna's life." And then the son was not happy at all. He was so depressed, He can't eat food. So the mother just tried to please him, did all that she could, The son was totally depressed, "Mother, I cannot, wear this cloth, no matter what." Then mother, as a mother, now what should I do to help this my son? Then the mother thought, "Oh, Nagarjuna is a great bodhisattva. Oh, you beg, you ask Nagarjuna's head. Say, give me your head. Nagarjuna is a great bodhisattva, may give you his head. If he gives you his head, then means he will die. And your father die, and you can become king." Then the son was, "Oh, that's very good idea." Then the son went to Nagarjuna, and he told the story frankly to Nagarjuna, "So I need your head, Nagarjuna thought about it. So, long time ago, I was a shepherd looking after the animals, in the grassland. One time I played in the grassland, and one piece of grass cut a neck of an insect." He said, "That karma is left with me." No, before that, you say, Nagarjuna first said that, "Nagarjuna, it's now time to go. Okay, tomorrow you come, cut my head." Okay, then he came, cut the head, because you see, Nagarjuna totally realized the emptiness. Everything's nothing but it's like space. No difference, the space in his body. Totally, When he cut the Nagarjuna's head, it's like throwing knife in the space. Doesn't touch. And Nagarjuna then reflected, "Oh, why, Then he recollect that he cut the neck of the insect just by happened, when he was in the grassland. So Nagarjuna said, "Oh, now I have that karma to pay off. So next day you come with the grass. Kusha, kusha grass, you see." And then the boy came and cut, and he could cut the Nagarjuna's head. See, karma, you cannot ignore in the high view. Virtue is a virtue, always cause of peace and happiness. Non-virtue is non-virtue, always cause for suffering. Non-virtue cannot become a virtue by the high view, okay, by high tantric practice. Okay. All the Buddha's teachings from the beginning to the highest tantra are method to purify all the obscurations. We should keep that in the mind, Sometimes in the name of tantra, then people become crazy, That's unwise. lack of the wisdom, lack of the good guidance that happens. No.
人们就说，不管是这个密勒日巴尊者也好，冈布巴大师也好，这个巴木珠巴大师也好呢，他们都是教导我们诸恶莫作，众善奉行的。善跟恶是有绝对的分别的，善不能变成恶，恶不能变成善。善，是乐的因，那恶永远就是苦的因啊。这样的东西是不可以混淆，或者是不能说我不分别，我就不分别这些，这是绝对要有的。不管你见地多高，你有气度见地有多高，多殊胜，多超越，你都不能违背这因果业力的善恶的这个法则。我们都听说龙树的菩萨的这个故事吧？龙树菩萨据说他活了600年之久啊，在他那个时代有一个国王，国王跟他的后妃呢生了一个王子，这王子不是大王子，小王子。那有一天这个后妃给了这个王子一个很漂亮的衣服。啊，这王子却不把它穿起来，就把它折入放进一个箱子里面。那这个皇后就问他为什么你不穿呢？他说我要在我继承王位的时候才把这衣服给穿上。那王后就跟他说你不可能继承王位，因为在你前面还有很多的大王子呢都在排队要继承王位的，所以没有轮到你的这个份。有的小王子听了之后非常的伤心，非常的失望。就到底要怎么办才做呢？这吃不下也睡不着。那这个王后就跟他说，其实龙树菩萨是长生不老的，那国王你的父亲也是长寿不老的。那如果要夺取王位的话呢，让你的这个父王死亡的话呢，唯有夺取这个龙树菩萨寿命才能够才能够承办的。那所以你去，因为龙树是一个大菩萨吧，你向他要求什么，他肯定会布施给你的。所以你去向龙树菩萨要求把他的头割下来给你吧。那这小王子就照办了，所以去到龙树菩萨那边。然后第一天他花了所有的力气，所有的方法，然后用刀要砍杀这龙树菩萨的头，都拿不下来，因为龙树菩萨是证入了空性嘛。你拿刀砍他，你拿剑刺他，他等同于把那个武器丢向虚空一样，他是毫发无伤的啊。因为龙树菩萨证悟了这个绝对毕竟空的这个境界当中。龙树菩萨细细思维一下，为什么会这样呢？原来是他过去是细细思维一下，为什么是毫发无伤？因为他证得了空性。可是他细细思维之后，他发现到说，当他是牧羊童的时候呢，他用一根草不小心斩断了或者切断了一只昆虫的头，所以他有这个业报必须要偿还。所以他就跟这个小王子说，今天你割不到我的头，明天你再来吧，明天你用一只吉祥草，把那个草就可以把我的头给割下。结果第二天小王子照办，就把龙树菩萨的头给切割下来了。所以因果业力是真实不虚的，善有善报，恶有恶报。不管你的见地有多高，有多殊胜呢，空性也好，什么都好，不管你修的密法有多高超、殊胜跟超越，你都不能违背因果业力的这个法则。从最初的教法到最后的密虚的法教、金刚乘的法教，都是调伏我们心的烦恼而设有的种种善巧方便的设施。所以我们一定要记得这里，不要让我们心因为屈辱什么大手印大圆满的见地而修持变得疯狂，变得狂野起来，那个可不是一件好事哦。那么就告诫我们需要小心谨慎的照顾好这个基础的教育，就是因果业力清清楚楚了了分明，这个基础的见地一定要把握得好。
Yeah, page 5, you look at here. So today we went through, see, when you practice the meditation of the Buddhas of the 3 times, the foundation of the teaching is the training in superior moral ethics, which you have accepted and vowed. You have that vow. If you do not protect your moral ethics accordingly, you will be unable to achieve liberation from suffering of the lower realms. This is not just only lower realm, also from the suffering of the samsara, and you will have deceived all the Buddhas, you see. So the practice of supreme moral ethics is the virtuous in the beginning, right at the beginning, at the middle, at the end. Means even you achieve such a final state, still you have to You have to protect the moral ethics. If you practice highest Vajrayana teachings, highest view, don't disregard the moral ethics. Always keep as precious. Because some higher Vajrayana practitioners say, we don't need moral ethics for these things, Okay, so here you see, this is moral ethics is a highway towards the Buddhahood. Somebody says, Vinaya is for Hinayana. People talk about. Jigten Sumgon says, Vinaya is for everybody. From the beginning, taking the 5 precepts, all the way to Buddhahood.
你看这个文本啊，这个英文的这个告诫书的第5页。那当你禅修于这个三世诸佛之道的时候呢，你要记得一切教、一切法教、正教恶法的基础就是戒律啊，戒律就是所谓的无上的戒条的遵守啊。你接受过这个戒体，你就必须要遵守这个戒律。那如果你不好好的守戒清净的话呢，你其实在欺骗自己，也欺骗了所有一切诸佛啊。你的来生将会堕入到这个下山的道中去受苦受难，所以可见这个守戒清净的重要性可赞。然后戒行的修持跟遵守呢，是初善、中善、后善，就是开始的时候是吉祥殊胜的善的，中间也是吉祥殊胜跟善的，后面也是吉祥殊胜跟善妙的。而且这个就是我们必须要如护眼睛如护己命的戒律的重要性。有人说这个比那也是这个 Hinayana 小乘的人才遵守的，我们修的是金刚乘密续佛法，不要守戒，这是大错特错了。据吉天松公尊者所说，持戒律的重要性，从开始一修学佛法开始，到最后成佛为止呢，都是需要的，都是不可或缺的。所以请大家必须要遵守好这个法则，时时的警惕自己这一点，守戒清净，从开始到成佛都是需要的。
Thank you. Any questions?
问题吗？
Yes, okay.
I will ask in Mandarin.
Okay.
人我智，刚才仁波切讲人我智，那个真文圆觉它能够破人我智，然后大乘佛法就是能破了人我智和法我智。请问仁波切，做什么那个小乘不能破那个法我智？然后大乘佛法它是怎么样破掉那个法我智呢？
Ramji, you say just now, the attachment of self and the attachment of phenomena, these two, right? So why so-called the lower vehicle practitioner cannot go beyond go beyond the attachment of self and attainment the emptiness of phenomena? Why they cannot do that? And why Mahayana practitioner can do that?
Why? Individuals' interest. You see, if individuals not interested, so this is enough for me, I don't want, that's okay. You go ahead. No. But if you're interested, so Buddha say, go ahead, you have this. So it's all your choice and your ability. You see, when you go to the school, in the classroom, some students are so smart. They understand everything so fast, and some takes a long time to understand that, you see. So every individual has their own capacity to capture all this, Same thing here. But if we continue our effort, since we have Buddha nature, at the end, you can make it. See, so this individual's interest and individual courage, devotion, if you have unflinching devotion with courage, you can make it everything,
这个问题的答案我们就说有两个答案，一个就是那个众生行者的意乐，第一个，第二个是那个行者的能力或者是根器。那能不能够为什么有些人或者有些行者不想或者不能证入这个法我执只能够证悟这个人我打破这个人我执或者达到人我空，就是因为他没有这样的意乐，没有这样的意愿。他认为他修到这个治疗汉就够了，这个境界就够了，他没有这个意乐去进入这个破除这个法我执或者达正法我空。那另外一个是他的能力跟他的根器可能不是大乘的根器，所以他没有必要或者没有能力去进一步的破除这个法我执或者是达正这个法我空。所以有两个答案决定这个人是不是有，第一个是有没有这样的意愿意乐去这样做，然后第二是他有没有能力去这样达成人我法我二执皆空就是看他第一个是看他的意乐，第二个是看这个人的能力。比如说我们很多有高级班学习班里面有高级班、初级班、中级班等等的，每一个学生的根基都大不相同，所以获得的果位、获得成绩也大不相同。可是因为佛性都具足圆满的功德，如果你有这个信心、大信心、大勇猛、精进力的话，你是绝对可以证人我法我二皆空的，都是可以有那个意乐的话，你就都可以证得这个人无我跟法无我的。
Rinpoche, my use a simple terms. If I say the personal self, if we talk of the Heart Sutra, when you say the five skandha is emptiness, so if you understand, would it be correct if I say that if you understand that the self doesn't really exist independently, then if we talk of self and other phenomenon self, automatically the phenomenon self also doesn't exist.
Yes.
So the hearer or the Sravak, practical Buddha, they should be able to achieve that if they want.
If they make effort, yes, that is achievable. But if they're not interested, so we just need to free from the suffering. So as mentioned, I am totally exhausted in samsara. I'm not interested to anything to do with the relation with others. I myself totally tortured the suffering of samsara. I'm so deliberate feeling to free from the samsara. So you see, for that, in relation to that, to free from that kind of suffering, in that case, Buddha said, now you should realize the self of the person. So I does not exist, and that non-existent nature you should obliterate on the basis of the three training. And then when he or she meditate on this with the three training, you see, then you see directly see that self is not exist anywhere. No. It's the nature of emptiness, but not so much put emphasis on the emptiness, but self is not exist. So you realize the selfless nature of itself as it is. Because self is our creation, the mind created out of delusion, and then we are so attached to that, that binds us in the samsara. So get rid of that, and then through this meditation, see, then you don't bother so much all these things, because you are free from all the suffering. You achieve the arhats, and you just remain there, 84,000 kalpas relaxed there. After 84,000 relaxed there, the Buddha knows that one is now rested well. Then Buddha appears, through the Buddha physically appears in front of that. And then Buddha says, your nirvana is not the complete nirvana. Now you are rested. Now go forward for the complete enlightenment, Buddhahood. And then because of the Buddha's kind of we should say, blessing or Buddha's appearance, and then that individual is interested to follow the path towards enlightenment. See.
在文殊法师是问说，这个心经里面说，五蕴皆空嘛。如果你达证了，人无我，不是人的无我，那无我只是我并不真实存在，我本性皆空的话，那同样的这个其他的五蕴，其他的诸法也不是同样证得的同样的空性吗？人们就回答说，是的，如果他们有这个意乐的话，想这样做这样努力的话，趋向圆满的佛道是可期可成的。但是他们有没有这样的意乐是一个问题。有些行者，缘觉乘、独觉乘或者辟支佛乘的行者呢，他们只要个人自求解脱就好了啊。这个轮回太痛苦了，我想要摆脱这样的痛苦，我不管比其他人众生到底怎么样，我只要愿意我自己摆脱这个轮回的痛苦就好了。啊，对于这样的行者，他们的发心是这样的话，他们的意乐是这样的话，他们就只能达成个人的解脱。他们并不在乎其他众生的有没有这样的离苦得乐就这点而言的话，他们有这样的意乐，虽然他可能会具有这样的能力，那就这样的话呢，他达证了人无我的话，就觉得满足了，就安住这样的一个涅槃的有离涅槃的境界当中，几乎84000大劫那么久直到因缘成熟的时候呢，诸佛会现身为他说法哈。因缘成熟的时候，实际成熟的时候会现身说，你所达证涅槃现在是不够的，不够圆满的，你要追求大涅槃，就是得证无上正等觉。这时候，这个行者阿罗汉的证悟者呢，有这样的机缘醒过来，然后去向佛道，以他的有了这样的意乐，有这样的能力呢，一步一步的去圆成无上正等正觉啊。主要是看他的意乐跟他的能力。
Just to clarification of the person self and self of the phenomenon. Person self or water. And you see, now when you investigate, see, first you say, don't touch fire, it's burn you, First, intellectually, you investigate all the dust particle of the fire, where really fires exist, the burning. Intellectually, you divide all the dust particles. There's no something fires exists inherently. Now the great practitioners who have realized that, they realize nature of the fire is empty. When they realize that the fire is nature of the empty, even the burn will not burn, because they realize fire is empty. That's called the self of the phenomena. To realize. So you go see step by step, you see there's more subtle. Okay. The self of the person is more gross, obvious, clear, So I, me, so sensitive estimation, very fragile. See, even I personally say, I know, I accept there's no person self. I know it. In the text said, Buddha said that, great master said these things, I know it. Say, But if somebody says bad things about me, I feel very bad, Still, I know there's no self, but in my heart, why you are saying this to me? I haven't done any mistake. Why you are complaining about me? See, not easy, So that kind of purification is this purification of this person's self. So arahats, they achieve that state. And then bodhisattvas go step by step, so this appearance, there's no this purify, Then this called, the later to purify, nothing but empty. But within emptiness, everything functions. There's no inseparable. So the person said non-duality, there comes the non-duality, You see, we have a lot of work to do.
那我们首先我整合一下仁波切所讲，首先讲人无我吧。人无我呢是一个粗的无我，一般我们说佛这样讲，那其他的祖师大德都这么说，那我们理论上可以接受人无我这个事实啊。然后，但是你说你证悟了人无我，可是别人讲你的坏话的时候，你就觉得特别的难受。这个你的我还是真实的、很牢固的存在你的心相续当中的啊。你说我什么都没做，为什么你在诽谤我？所以你非常在意你的我只在起这个作用，所以证明你还没有证悟这个人无我啊。证悟人无我的阿罗汉的圣者呢，就是没有连这种我的这种执着都没有了，所以破除了粗分的人无我。那细分的法无我呢，是比较微细一点点了。就是说，我们一般说水的本性是湿，它是潮湿的；火的本性是暖，它是能够燃烧的，它是有那个温度的，能够烧毁一切事物。但是你慢慢的去细细的去关照一下，你把这个火的成分，火本身呢，分成一个一个这个粒子或者微尘。那粒子微尘里面有没有这个火的卵性呢？没有。它连一个你可以叫做独立存在的本性都没有的，它没有一个叫做火的卵性存在在这个空性当中，它是无自性的。这样的无自性的话呢，你就了悟到诸法皆空，诸法皆空就是了悟到法无我。那这个就是菩萨跟阿罗汉圣者不一样的地方。菩萨在证悟了人无我之后呢，再进一步的要破除细分的无我，就是法无我。那就是一步一步的趋向证悟到呢，诸法皆是空性，诸法皆是无我的。但是证悟到这个毕竟的空性之后，那空性是不爱缘起的，那空性跟缘起可以是不二的啊，空性不爱缘起，缘起也不会障碍到空性，所以空性缘起不二，这个不二就是这个大菩萨的正量啊，同时圆证人无我，也达成这个法无我。
No doubt, no cause, no doubt. Can I say this is also similar to self-phenomena?
No, it is on reality nature, you see. What we're seeing is what our seeing is we call confused. We are confused seeing things correctly. We are seeing some things exist. As we're talking about the fire is hot. It burns for us, I can touch. There is a cause. There is a result. All this exists that we cannot ignore. You see, so we should understand what about those things. Accordingly, we follow the practice, see, and purify step by step. And I mentioned the three training. When you go to according to three training step by step, then you realize, So then you read the life stories of Milarepa. It's very helpful, how Milarepa demonstrated all this because he meditated 100%, without any distraction. Because of that, his strong, unflinching devotion to the practice, he totally realized he can go through the mountain or rocky mountain back and forth, because their nature is empty. And he realized that he can do it. But in our duality mind, if you hit the wall, it hits you back, because we're not realized. That.
Does it mean that this realization of emptiness will have to go through? The only way is meditation.
Yeah, practice. Go to dedicate instead of wandering here, there, looking for anything, everything, so this is very good, this is very good, I want to go there, I want to go there, Then at the end you get nothing. Instead what you got, now you practice. dedicate in the solitude. That's why Jigten Sumgon, there's a song. If you read, I've translated in the calling to the Lama. There's a booklet. In that, there's a translation. The phantom man crosses the mirage river, and then the son of the barren woman, they playing the Gandharvas, music, and the call. Then it's called this. The space, the sky lotus is sipped by the dream bees. So the unexperienced scholars say in the business will realize, so inexperienced individuals say realize. This inexperienced person say these things. These things are not possible. How the dream bee can sip the honey of the sky lotus. He said, no. So he said, I remain in the solitude. And then with the solitude, as I mentioned before, then you achieve the meditation of the clarity, bliss, non-conceptual thoughts. And from there you realize all the enlightened qualities. So here it's translated in this book, if you read here.
One more question. If you say the true meditation, is it only sitting meditation, or if it's not sitting meditation through contemplation, does it mean that he can realize it through contemplation of this?
Contemplation or sitting meditation, contemplation, whatever, you have to achieve the samadhi. Samadhi. So you see, first in a desire wall, that's called one-pointed karma-abiding meditation in desire wall. Then you cross that, the first samadhi in the home wall. Then samadhi, second, third, fourth. So you just try to achieve at least the first, second, third, And then when you have those as a good foundation, then you can kindle the special insight. Through that special insight, then you can totally obliterate the delusion, directly the non-existent nature of the self.
世俗地来说呢，我们就说，我们必须说，我们以为这个法是实有的，这是一种世俗的妄见。比如说火能够烧，它有这个燃烧的这个本性，它在因果方面、世俗地方面是存在的，但是它是假有的存在，不是真有的这个空性的这个存在。所以世俗假名而言呢，就世俗地而言呢，火是能够有燃烧的这个本性存在的。所以这样的我们了解世俗地之后呢，要趋入这个圣义地的境界的话，我们就要三学戒定慧三学的修正，那一步一步的，然后到最后呢，就100%的证悟到所谓的法无我。所以先证悟人无我，然后最后证悟法无我，然后了解到火不再只是火的毕竟的本性呢，不是能够燃烧，它是空性的。它是没有一个本质，没有一个究竟的我的本质存在的。像这样，比如说密日巴的正量，他已经达证了人无我跟法无我，所以他穿墙过壁是没有问题的。他这个穿越石头、穿越山，他是没有，因为他证悟的诸法跟他是没有障碍的啊。缘起不碍性空，性空不碍缘起，所以他可以展现他的大神通。所以就是正量的现前的这个一个例子啊，一个举证吧。所以然后师父就问说，到底是不是要唯有禅修才能够达成这样的一个禅修这个法门，这个途径才能达成这样的一个人无我跟法无我呢？人们就说是禅修也好，观修也好，那要专心一心不乱的一门深入 然后呢独修闭关，认真的独修一门深入，然后把功德回向给五界回向。那吉田松共所写的这个遥护上师的祈祷文呢，仁波切把翻译成英文呢，就在桌子上面呢也有说明这样的东西哈。真悟诸法皆空，然后杨艳如杨艳，如着紧达婆的音乐等等这些，然后最后达成这个明空不二或者乐空不二的境界，是唯有不管是打坐还是观修，一定要有一定的禅定的功夫，三摩地才能够证悟人无我跟这个法无我。
Okay, now next week we'll complete this text. It's a small booklet. It's coming practice of loving kindness, compassion, bodhicitta. We go through step by step, then also brief about Vajrayana, and then follows the Mahamudra. So there are few small pages there, so we'll go through that. So far, I think we went well. All the steps you see, these are so important,
到目前为止，我们讲修学的次第还是非常的清楚，而且还是非常顺畅的。那下期我们讲到慈心观的修持，然后悲观的慈心观悲心观，然后进入这个菩提心，然后再讲继续讲这个密续的修法，包括最后的大手印的这个精要都会讲到。
Dedication, page 39, the Red Prayer Books. Dedication composed by Lord Jigten Sumgon. Glorious, holy, venerable, precious, kind, root, and lineage lamas, divine assemblies of yidams and assemblies of Buddhas, bodhisattvas, viras, and virainis, yogini and dakini dwelling in the 10 directions. Please hear my prayer. May all the virtues collected in the 3 times by myself and all in samsara and nirvana, and the innate root of virtue, not result in the 8 worldly concern, the 4 causes of samsara, or ripen as the state of a Sharavaka or Pratika Buddha. May all mother sentient beings, especially those enemies who hate me and mine, obstructors who harm, maras who misled, and the hordes of demons, experience happiness, be separated from suffering, and swiftly attain unsurpassed, completely perfected, precious Buddhahood. By the power of this vast root of virtue, may I benefit all beings through my body, speech, and mind. May the afflictions of desire, hatred, ignorance, arrogance, and jealousy not arise in my mind. May concern about fame, reputation, wealth, and honor in this life not arise for even a moment. May my mind stream be moistured by loving kindness, compassion, and bodhicitta, and through that may I become a spiritual master with good quality equal to the infinity of space. May I gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra in this very life. May at the time of death, may the suffering of severing the life channel not arise. May I not die with negative thought. May I not die confused by wrong view. May I not experience an untimely death. May I die joyfully and happily in the great luminosity of mind as such, and the prevailing clarity of Dhammatta. May I, in any case, gain the supreme attainment of Mahamudra at the time of death or in the bardo. Thank you, Lord Jigten.
谢谢大家。